All right, we're back with another episode of the Commerce Corner, and I have joining me today Kyle Tooley. Kyle, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your business, your company, your history?
Yeah, thanks, Justin. Tooley Oil Company was started in 1978 by my grandfather. So I am the third generation. He started the business, and my uncle and my dad took over kind of in the late 90s. And they've been running it kind of co-partners ever since. And I joined about 4.5 years ago, and it's been a fun ride. So we do a lot of wholesale for Shell, and then we have 17 of our own convenience stores and gas stations, and we just launched at the beginning of the year our own convenience store brand called Mixx Market, and so we have 15 Mixx Markets in the greater Sacramento area.
Cool. And how's that going?
It's going well. I mean, a rebrand is a big undertaking, and so you have to change everything. It's pretty obvious, but you got to change everything. So that's a process that started kind of mid 2023, working with a branding agency after we kind of came up with the name and the concept. And yeah, I feel like every day we're still rebranding. It's never finished. So after the rebrand and after you get the stores looking nice, then it's tech, it's loyalty, it's apps, it's promotions, it's all stuff that when we were with a franchise we had support for, and now that we are Mixx Market, the owners and operator of Mixx Market, we are doing all that ourselves, and so it's been a lot of fun and a lot of work at the same time.
Sometimes it feels like you just need a bigger army, right, to get it all done.
Yeah, every day I think that every day.
Being
Yeah.
scrappy. Did you always know that you were going to join the family business, or how did you think about that?
No, I did not. I didn't. I was doing my own thing for a little bit. I worked in public relations for a while, and decided to move back to. We were based in Sacramento, and so moved back to Sacramento, and kind of talked to my dad and uncle one day about possibly their interest in me joining the company, my interest in joining the company, and just made sense. I mean, you get older, you realize what's important, and being with family and being able to run a business is fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You mentioned the app, and I saw that there've been some posts. You've been on LinkedIn a little bit recently about
yeah,
the posts. How's that app going, and kind of what's the goal, or how did you come about that launch?
yeah. So the app is a vehicle for our loyalty. We all of our gas stations, all of our Mixx Markets are Shell branded gas. And so we do a lot of, in the past, really, it's been Shell fuel rewards and getting people on Shell loyalty. And we decided to launch our own loyalty for Mixx Market, Mixx Rewards users. So that means that Mixx Rewards users get 16 cents at the pump every day, every gallon. They get plenty of coupons on items inside the store, as well as a welcome offer. And so it's just trying to really grab that local customer. We in Sacramento, we have a lot of local brands for convenience stores. So I think it was just something that we wanted to make sure that we had a hold on the market. Not a hold necessarily, but we wanted to be able to keep up with the Joneses a little bit. And we wanted to make sure that loyalty was a big part of what we were doing every day, not just for us, but I mean, 16 cents a gallon every day, every fill up is a great offer. And so we just want to make sure people have access to that.
Yeah, that's super meaningful. So how do you keep up? You keep up with the Joneses, but how do you keep up? What do you study? What do you look for? How do you keep in touch with your customers and know what's changing? And in the same vein, what have you seen change and evolve over the last 4.5 years?
Well, I think it's always important to know what's going on in your market with your competition. I try and stop in a competitor's store once a week at least, just to see what type of promos they're running, what type of technology they're implementing. Um, and so I, you know, not to, go full on with our conversation, jump in right now, but delivery is a big example of that. I am a DoorDash user myself, and every time I would go on DoorDash, I would see the convenience stores that are selling products on DoorDash, and so it's something that we definitely gave a try to. It turned out to be a little harder than we thought it was going to be for a lot of reasons. And so, yeah, that's why I'm glad we got introduced to Lula.
Yeah, and we're super happy to be partners
Yeah,
with you guys. What did you find early on? As we think about Lula's talking to hundreds of potential delivery companies or retailers that are looking to get into delivery. What did you find surprising when you say it was hard early on?
Um, honestly, it was the accounting part of it. And so this is kind of how I explain it to people is if I were to sign up our stores myself, and we did this, by the way,
Mhm.
where we signed up all of our stores for it was Postmates at the time. And then about 3 weeks after we rolled out this whole thing, Postmates got bought by Uber Eats, but that's another story. So we roll out, we get all the tablets at all the stores, and then we realize that you need to have, if you're paying those fees on top of it, if I'm selling a bottle of water for 99 cents, I have to sell it on DoorDash for $1.25, $1.30 to counteract that 30% mark that DoorDash is taking. So that means how do we ring it into the register when it goes out the door to account for that 30% that we have to charge? Um, so the initial thought was, well, then we have to create a new item number for every single product in our store, every single product in our store. And that once we kind of understood that, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't
Yeah,
worth the time or the energy to create 1,000 new item numbers for sales that may or may not come. So that was really the biggest hurdle for us.
yeah, and there's a lot of surprising thing. I mean, the amount of time you've got to spend going back to the delivery companies and auditing your orders and customers that may have
Totally,
fraudulently, said I didn't get it and kind of
totally.
the escalations, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of surprising things. People think of it as like, well, we're not online. Let's get online. So we'll call the main companies and do it. And then all of a sudden it's boom, it's like all this extra work. And as you said earlier, skeleton crew, you could use another army, but you can't run that
Yeah.
way in this business.
Well, and that's, I mean, this was kind of the thing I wanted to do was to bring delivery to our stores. And I was very naive as to how easy or not it was going to be. Because exactly that. I just thought you put a tablet in the corner, somebody orders something, you scan it, it goes out the door. And quite frankly, Lula makes it that easy for us. It's
Yeah.
not, you know, the issues that we had doing it ourselves are now things that we don't have to worry about.
Yeah, and we certainly appreciate the kind words, but it's really just
Yeah,
us following our customers, just as you follow your customers.
totally.
Audit and Tom founded this a number of years ago, got in the business, and then learned, well, firsthand as they were store owners, or Audit's a family was a store owner themselves, got into the business and realized this is not that easy. And in fact, during the COVID era, it was critical to success. Right? It was something that
Absolutely.
you had to do to stay alive as a business. But now it's just kind of skyrocketed into something that customers expect. And Audit and I were talking the other week about, how do convenience stores stay convenient, and delivery is a big part of that. So your customers seem to not only enjoy but demand the service. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say so. I think that, like I said, there's so many people that just convenience, just even the word. I mean, when I think of DoorDash, I think of Uber Eats, I think of these items that we are paying for as consumers that you pay for like I will always perfect examples. I will always pay for the parking garage when I park my car at Sacramento Airport because I can just walk from my car to the terminal. I don't
Same
need to
way.
get on a bus, and it might cost me an extra $5 a day, but for me, that's something I'm going to pay for.
Yeah.
Same thing with DoorDash. I will pay somebody $5 to bring me my food, whatever that number is. And I think that that's what a lot of our customers think as well. And you know, it's what I think is so interesting, and when you look at our sales that we've done online, is the items that customers order, and I think that defines convenience. One of our top sellers is just a phone cord, just a charging cable.
Yeah.
Something I would never think of, but absolutely, you're about to go to bed and your phone cable's not working anymore. Just DoorDash one. It's great.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. And you know, the thing that I believe and have seen from my days at Uber Eats, et cetera, is convenience stores have a real advantage when it comes to proximity to your customers.
Yeah.
You know, we look at it, when I was at Uber Eats. We look at the kind of responsiveness on the app, and you look at customers who open the app, they see a store, they're shopping for what they want, food or otherwise, and they see, oh, estimated, 45 minutes, estimated 60 minutes. The conversion on those, unless you're really attracted to or craving that particular brand, is a little bit lower, a lot lower than something that says 15 or 20 minutes away. And I think the percentage of convenience stores that can deliver that quickly with the right operational excellence in the store really gives you an advantage on that.
Yeah, and the not only the proximity, but the turnaround time
Yeah.
to get our products out the door. Because I tell our stores when we set them up with the tablet, there's the default waiting time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is. And I tell them that there is really, I don't see a reason why that should ever be more than 5 minutes.
Right.
Because unless there is a line out the door, which happens, I get it, but really we are just grabbing items off of our shelves, putting it in a bag, scanning it, and then waiting for somebody to come pick it up.
How has the team at the store responded to delivery and to that kind of performance excellence that you're talking about?
Great. Yeah, I think they love it. They use it themselves. They're so familiar with the store that now when they're at home themselves, they just know, oh, I'm craving a Coke. I'll just get one from the store. But yeah, I think they've really bought in. Like I said, there's so many customers now that are just active delivery users, that they completely understand and believe in why we are putting all of our stores on delivery apps.
Yeah, I got it. And we were talking earlier off recording. You had a conversation with Audit yesterday about just a check in about Lula, and you said something really impactful
Yeah,
about delivery. What was that?
I said that Lula makes this experience for us as easy and as manageable as we want it to be. If I can do a deep dive into every order we've ever gotten, on Lula, see what's driving, what promotions we could run, what things like that, or I don't have to because Lula manages the entire thing for us. And even the new dashboard just gives us such great reporting. Our CFO loves it. I love it. So which is a win-win. We really have all the data we need, but it's also something that if I could go a week without ever hearing Lula uttered because it's just such a seamless process at our stores. And even from the customer support standpoint, I really appreciate how Lula will communicate directly with the stores. And I don't even have to know about it. I'll get a text from a manager saying, "Hey, Lula just sent our new tablet."
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were getting a new tablet, but that's great. I mean, that's great. You guys got it, then you got it.
Yeah, we certainly try to be as value add as possible and keep you focused on the
Absolutely.
things that really grow the business. So what's next? Where do you see convenience going? Where are you taking things? What's the future hold?
I think that's an interesting question for us in California with where convenience is going because we don't know where gas stations are going to be in the next 10 years. And convenience, is tied to gas stations in a lot of respects. I think there will always be convenience stores. I think there will always be um, I think there will always be the corner stores, the stores off the freeway where you can get something to drink and some nice fresh food. But um, yeah, I think the technology in the space is going to continue to grow. I mean, we see that every day. I feel like every day, every week, we are implementing some new form of technology into our business, whether it be tank monitors, whether it be delivery service partners. There's always something new that's popping up, which I like as somebody that's into technology. I like to read about what's going on in the space. So I think that maybe the days of a pack of Reds and 10 on the diesel might be might be going by the wayside within the next 10-15 years. I think that there's always going to be a spot for customers to get the little things they need from us.
Yeah, well, I mean, Audit and I were talking the other day that convenience started out of the ice docks in Texas years ago in the
Yeah,
20s, and progressed to we're going to be open longer, we're going to be nearer the customers. Now we're going to have pump and then pay at the pump, and now food
yeah.
delivery and prepared food delivery is a big part of it. How are you working with suppliers to help with your evolution and your growth?
Yeah, so you kind of nailed it. Food is a big part of what we do, and actually, what a lot of Audit and I were talking about in the last week has been about two things. It's been about getting our delivery direct links from our delivery into our app, so customers can just go onto the app and order directly from our stores. And then the other thing has been about getting our fresh food onto the site as well, and other fresh food programs that we're putting in that we're signing up separately with Lula. And food is a big part of it. We work with our um, partners on their food programs. Cormark is our biggest distributor. We work very closely with them on any pizza programs that we're running. We run their pizza programs in 3 of our locations. We have what Audit and I were talking about the other day. Chicken King is our chicken program that you guys are working with as well. And so I think just you know, like I said, with cigarette sales are so down over the last decade, that you have to find, because that used to be a convenience store's bread and butter. It was a pack of cigarettes, and now we look for other ways to increase that profit. And food service is a big deal. People love to have fresh food when they walk into a convenience store, and food that they can count on, food that they trust. Um, and so, yeah, finding every trade show we go to now is just all the different food service programs and seeing what people want to bring in. So we work very closely with our partners on whatever they have to offer.
Very cool. Well, and so the
Yeah,
last question I'll ask, and I love this question. This comes from my Amazon days where I heard Bezos talk about the future of Amazon and how he was thinking about where to make big investments and big bets. And the question was like, what will not change? What do you think going forward will never change for consumers? And for Amazon, it was, consumers will always want low prices and get their stuff faster.
right.
So investing in a distribution network, logistics network to make things go faster and to lower prices would be a no brainer. What do you think about for convenience? What's never going to change? What do you think? What are you betting on doesn't change for consumers?
I think I mean, I'll echo that a little bit. I think customers are always going to want a clean place with clean bathrooms right off the freeway that they can grab a 16-ounce Coca-Cola for a good price, and it's nice and cold. Whatever we can do to add on to that, maybe it's a hot dog, maybe it's a slice of pizza, um, maybe it's a new bag of chips that's just hit the market. But at the end of the day, consumers want good prices, good customer service, available options, at a good location. And so I think that will always be part of what we do.
I believe it. I believe it. Well,
Awesome.
amazing for you to join me and share today, Kyle. Anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up?
No, I just want to say, it was an honor to be here. I was really delighted when Audit asked me to join you today. I'm a believer in what you guys are doing, and I'm excited for the future for both of us.
Well, amazing partnership, and thanks so much for joining. And we'll
Absolutely.
come back in the future with some more Commerce Corner. Thanks, Kyle.
I love it. Thank you.